Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Miracle. Remember, for short, if this is the first time you see my beautiful face, you're welcome. Guys, let's check this wonderful video filled with wisdom and intellectuals. Let's check it out.
It's the free market system, Milton Friedman's been arguing, I think, not labor unions, which best protect the interests of...
It looks like something of the olden days.
I think clearly labor unions serve the best interests of workers who happen to be members of labor unions at the expense of workers who are excluded from being members of labor unions.
Ernest Green?
I don't think you can have a democratic society without having trade unions. I think if you look at any democratic country, it's essential to it. Right of workers to organize, and I think it's consistent.
This is a civilized discussion. Did you see the way they are sitting down? Did you see the way they are even talking? Like they respect each other, no personal attacks from either side. And it's so impressive. Like, come on, see the way all of them kept their cool and they are talking. Wow.
Those freedoms that the right of workers to organize is a primary objective that we have to maintain.
Bill Brady?
Well, if they are so vital, why are so many union members leaving the union? Why are they losing so many decertification? Why are the unions losing so many decertification elections? Why has the number of union members declined so precipitously from 23% of the labor force to, what is it now, less than 18%?
Well, it depends whose figures you're reading, but workers aren't leaving the labor movement in droves, and the union is not declining precipitously. My union, the United Steelworkers of America, the major unions in the country, many small ones are out organizing and growing. The mix of work in the society is changing. We have some employers, as we saw in the film, who can't wait to rush off to the South and try to get in an anti-union environment and invest their money in prosperity in the South instead of in the North. And surely if you invest money anywhere, you're going to have prosperity. So we also have a mix in terms of civil service and service workers, where we have employers who have grumbled on that film.
I don't know that if you invest money anywhere that you're going to have prosperity. I don't think that that's a given. That is, you seem to me to be dealing in a premise there that is incorrect.
But wait a minute. The key question we're discussing is who protects the worker? Is it the labor union or the free market that best serves his interest?
Well, it seems like from the evidence that I have from a number of research projects that I've engaged in, I found that labor unions protect their members often at the expense of disadvantaged people. And it's a very, very interesting question that labor unions down through the ages have discriminated against all kinds of people in favor of a particular class of workers. We find that labor unions have gone out on strikes and have murdered and maimed people because other people sought entry. And in terms of Mr. Green's remark, he says that in a free democratic society we need labor unions. Yes, that is true. We need the right for voluntary association. That is, people have the right to form associations, but it should not be a requirement that you be a member of a labor union in order to establish a contract for employment.
Can't we get some perspective in this, Walter? Talking about unions down through the ages makes no sense at all in terms of where we're at now in this century at this time. This business of trying to relate where unions come from to the medical profession and hypocritical oaths, however one looks at that, back in the Greek islands really has very little relevance.
Yes, it does.
The violence, hear me out a minute, I waited patiently.
Okay.
The violence that's associated with, well, not so patiently, but I waited. The violence associated with the labor movement and so on has been minimal and was a reaction in this century, not over the ages, a reaction in this century to the violence done workers by corporations and powerful economic groups when there was no workers' organization to protect them and no way to deal with their greed and with their power.
Now I'm turning to Milton because he's heard the flavor of the discussion.
Sure. What Lynn Williams is now saying is utter nonsense. And there's no two ways about it. The conditions of the worker in this country before there was labor unions were very important, improved very greatly. You cannot tell me that millions of people, my parents, your parents for all I know, parents of many people around, came to this country from Europe in order to be exploited and in order to be subjected to violence. Of course, there were incidents
Agree with that vehemently. I mean, most of the blacks came to this country not voluntarily, but they were shipped here. And the interesting thing about the issue on Spartanburg,
hold on
though,
for a second.
is that you left out...
Let him finish, and then back to you, for sure.
The blacks are an exception, and I agree with you completely.
22 million exceptions, though.
They are a very important exception. But there are also millions and millions. The people that Mr. Williams represents are not mostly black. They are mostly from the Slavic countries that came from
but if you look at the membership of the steelworkers...
If we go back, there was violence, of course. There always has been violence. It's not excusable. I'm not excusing violence on the part of anybody. But if we go back, there was violence, of course. There always has been violence. It's not excusable. I'm not excusing violence on the part of anybody. But I agree with Mr. Green and with Walter Williams that people should be free to organize. Of course they should be free to organize. What I object to is the special privileges that have been given by government to labor unions, which are not available to other groups at all.
Oh, guys, you see, but did you see the way they sat down and stuff? It was just so good. I really enjoyed it. Like, the round table way of discussion, nobody is shouting at each other, everybody's just sitting down calm and talking. And guys, you see all this union of the thing is for themselves. Seriously, you see them milking out the poor, milking them. At the end of the day, don't even help, don't even do anything. They just do all those things for their help, for themselves, and it's not good. It's really, really, really not good. I just pray up to it's not existing now. I just really, really do, because if it's still existing now, only God know how people that are retired and the rest of them will get their wages and the rest. Only God knows. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Like, watch, and subscribe to my channel, and have a nice day ahead. Bye-bye.